Hello, everyone. Well, it was quite a good race. You saw all the action right up to the end, and even on that last corner, you saw the leader crashing out and giving the win to Delta, which is quite a risk, especially on this track because you got the some of the corners. They're quite hard to maneuver, and if you don't get them right, then you're gonna give up the position. You're gonna crash out, and it's not gonna be a happy ending for you. And this can happen all throughout the race. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like I said previously, there's so many different corners, and because of the three straights that we have on this track, it's really easy or to overtake, and even more easier than Albert Park because of the more straights. Well, definitely Delta, who came third last season in the AL3, and he came second in Australia. But then you've also got Pick Super, who, like you said, he won last race just from starting 18th. A very strong contender for this the race today. Oh, that's great. Already. You might have to well, not turn me up, but maybe change some of the OBS settings. Have you got the sound on for the OBS, or is it just hmm? Or is it coming out of a different microphone, maybe? It might be your output device, so you need. Is it? They must be able to hear me then. You might just need to turn it up. Oh, the show it's been ruined. Everybody, cut the cameras. Hang on, let me turn. Let me see if I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear myself. I think it is working now. Definitely. Oh wait. Yeah. You're just asking questions to nobody. Oh wow. Still can't hear one of you. It must be on your end, Jessica. Try and increase the volume output because I can hear myself. It is a bit quiet, yeah. You may have to turn me up just a slight tad. What is it? Oh, wow. It should be fine. Yeah, it's much better now. Yeah. Yeah, well... oh, this is so good. I forgot where I was. Well, Delta from the Red Bull, and who came second last race, and he was third last season in the AL3 season. And then I also have Pick Super, who won last race just from starting 18th, which is quite good to achieve, especially on Albert Park, which is quite a hard track to overtake because it's a street circuit. Um, you might... you might need to turn it up a bit. Maybe turn your...
I can talk. I'm an absolute pleb, right? I really do apologise about that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Take a guess what that was. I've muted myself and not realised.
That's brilliant. Oh, great start.
I am the best like streamer like in the world. You can tell.
Someone give this guy a medal.
Yeah. Thank you, Jessica, for the help. Right, let me basically repeat what I've been saying.
What you've said.
Yes. Well, firstly, hello and welcome. You probably didn't get that proper introduction. Welcome to the AL2 Bahrain Grand Prix, round 2 of the Apex Online Racing League. Again, repeating the ones to watch. From my end is Ericsson in the Ferrari, who was finished. Well, can't speak. He was last in last season's race. Started last, I should say. And finished P5, getting himself a really good finish. From I believe it was P18 in total. Next person I've got keeping an eye on is the legend MDI. I don't know why it's MDM. With the Haas, as previously spoken about by Brazen, he was leading in Australia, crashed out last lap on the last turn. He certainly does have the pace for this race. Now, having a look into the time trials, it's very close, Brazen. What do you make of it?
Well, you can definitely see that Legend MDMI is once again at the top. He's going to have a superb race today if he can keep his car on the track. And not far behind is Pick Super, who, also one of the ones to watch for the race. And it wouldn't surprise me if both these two managed to do really well in the race.
I guess we can start 2 minutes early.
Yeah, I mean, the top 5 only covered by about half a second. I believe looking at the lobby fully, the whole field is covered by just over a second. It's going to make it a very exciting race. Unfortunately, we are missing out 4 people, possibly 5 actually. Now that I say that, the Grim is missing. I believe. Let me check this up. Make sure I'm getting this right. Boothie, who finished 4th in the last race. Who else? Rogue Samurai is also missing. Thompson is also missing as well, and Ericsson, one of my picks. So that's worked out very well for me. Yeah, so we're actually getting ourselves into the short qualifying, 18 minutes. What do you think the tyre strategies coming into this qualifying is going to be, Brazen?
Well, looking at them, I think most people, if you're going to go start in the super softs, then it's going to have to be a 2-stop indefinitely, because otherwise you're just not going to have the pace right at the end. So what I think people are going to do is to try and start on the softs, because it's in between the mediums and the supes. So maybe those people have an advantage, hopefully a pit stops advantage at the time. At the end of the race, because obviously they're going to be having one less pit stop than the people who are starting on those supers.
Yeah, the normal delta from this race is, I've just got confirmation as well, it is a full dry racetrack. That's a troll from Delta, I really do apologise. Why did I say it's going to be dry? The day I'm thinking it's going to rain here is the day I just give up with Formula 1 altogether. As the drivers head out for the first run of qualifying. My controller does. Sorry, on you go. My controller's not seem to be working.
You can see that they are all they're going out. Some are on the supers and some are on the mediums. I'm presuming they're all going to set in banker laps.
You would think so, yes.
Yeah, just to keep their position safe, but then also make sure that they get one in, before the end.
Yes, let's say get the fitted tyres showing up. Yeah, looks like basically super softs for the majority of people. One person on the softs to begin with, Kyrie, in the silver.
That's a surprise, because if you want to be starting on the softs, then you're gonna have to save it till the very end where the track's fastest. You
would think so, yeah. You would think so. Obviously, he must have an idea of what he's doing, unless it's maybe an installation lap himself. So let's have a run through the order, see who's maybe starting the laps. By the looks of it, Sharo Saeed, hopefully I've not messed up your name too badly there, is about to start a lap. Let's have a look at him. So what we just saw, on you go.
So you can see him come down the main straight, trigger braking, well, not the trigger braking, the point where you have to brake the hardest. And then you want to go up here, get into the slipstream with the car behind, which is usually in the race. And then you come through turn 3, I believe, which is the great point for overtaking. And then down the S section into... you want to continue? I'm having a bit of lag from my end.
That's fine, that's fine. Right, where are we? We are currently coming into 9 and 10. Probably one of the trickiest parts of the circuit, trying to get... This is where you will lose as much time as you can if you miss out the perfect turning angle. Heading into 11, using DRS obviously. The long left-hander, one of my favourite corners of this track. And then we go into the least favourite corners of my track, turn 12. That has to be one of the hardest corners in this track. For some reason, if you touch that curb, you will spin. And if I'm being honest, I will be surprised if I don't see anyone spin, especially first lap. Heading to 14 and 15, hitting the power very early as you can, hitting DRS, and that is provisional pole position at 127.3 on the super sauce for Shahroz Saeed. Lasher coming in with a 28.0 from Adam 28.3 and Jess a 28.6 on the mediums. That's a very impressive lap.
Indeed, and you said yourself about corner 12 and lap 4 last season. You saw yourself attacked by that curve, and yeah,
don't bring that up.
To myself, believe it or not.
I have been informed that my game audio is a wee bit quiet, so I'll just turn that up a little bit. There we go. Let's get back into the action. Got any other big names hitting the boards? So far, Shahroz Saeed is still in provisional pole. We have one person doing a flying lap, Dormio, AL2, Ken Worthington as well. Let's have a look at telemetry up on the tell us if he is or not. Yes, he is. We have Cohen, Mario, and JG in the pits currently, and Faraj in an out lap. Looks like it's going to be tight already, considering the amount of people on 128. So it's a stonker of a lap from the Sauber up in front. But even with super sauce to mediums, there's a big gaggle of drivers sitting within a second of each other.
Yeah, you got those lot on mediums. They're probably setting in times now on them. Very good for the medium tyres. You can see Delta and Jess there, who are on the top 5 for the time trials, and they are in 3/10 of each other. So you want to keep an eye on them, see what they do on the actual softs or the super softs, whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, as we see Faraj go a little bit far too wide, and he's actually left the session. Hopefully he maybe comes back. It's maybe an issue with his connection, possibly. By the looks of it as well, the majority of the medium tyre runners are doing 2 laps, which goes to what you're saying as banker laps currently. But I've got Lasher as well, who's doing super soft, 2 laps of super soft as well. We have Shahroz Saeed. By the looks of it, he's thinking about going on to the softs to start off with. It's a bit early for that, I would say.
Yeah, I'd leave it a few more laps personally, but I want to bring your attention to the legend MDI, who's set a 127.8 on the mediums, 2-lap old mediums to be precise, and that is well done to him, because that's going to be hard to beat on the medium. He's backed off
though. He's possibly maybe had an error. Actually, by the looks of it, he's probably pitting in. He's got the red flashing light for his fuel, so he might be boxing in this lap. Let's see if he does. Yes, he is. Yeah. So currently we have Lasher and Taraku as the and Cohen Blake and Shahroz Saeed as the only people out on track currently. GG has just joined the party in that regard. Let's have a look. Taraku, I believe he will be pitting in this lap, yes, with 126, 129.6. I believe he will obviously improve.
Yeah,
I believe he's trying out a wheel for the first time. He was a pad user as of last season, so he's got a bit of a learning curve, but he surely will make it, as we have a Ferrari heading out of the pits, I believe, of Pit Super, and following him I believe that is Mario coming out on the soft tyres. So by the looks of it, everyone who's had a pit stop on the medium looks like it's going to be softs. So it looks like super softs are very much out of the question, Brazen.
Yeah. They only last 8 laps on this 50% race, so it really would be foolish to start them as you wouldn't get far. Once you've used them up, well, after 5 laps really, you just begin to die and you begin to just lose time completely, and it would be no point.
Yeah. As we see Shara Saeed starting his fresh qualifying lap on the soft tyres. Let's see if he can improve his time. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll take out a TV pod and put it on the broadcast. That's going to be a bit better. We have Farage, who's I believe joined back into the race. He must have lost connection briefly. It's good to see that. We don't need any more drivers missing, I suppose, after like 5 of them have went missing.
Well, I'd hate to lose one so soon.
Yeah, definitely. So we see Adam improve his time and go up to 3rd on the Super Softs with a 127.7. 4 times shy. Almost 3 times actually, that's probably more likely. 3 times shy off of Shara Saeed. Very good, decent lap from him.
You can see some people put their main laps in now. You got some people on the Super Softs with the ERS on 5 and presumably Rich Mix.
Yeah.
So we'll begin to see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's very much coming down to crunch time, as you would say. This is where the track's going to be much more grippier, as he does not improve his time, Shara Saeed, with the softs. He missed out by 1/10 of a second. Now, if as a driver, would you be at all concerned right now that the fact that a time like that, as Kyrie, his teammate, comes in Super Softs with a 127.1, beating him for provisional pole? Sorry, going back to the question, Shara Saeed missing out by 10th second on the softs. What's your mindset as a driver with this? Do you try and commit to another set of super softs if you have any, or do you hope that you can maybe improve with this run of softs?
Well, super softs for me are out of the question. Like I said, it would be a waste of time. So it would be better off to go onto the softs, because you can still make the 2-stop work with the softs and the mediums. You're just gonna have to change your tyre strategy around a little bit. Obviously, you'll have a little less pace, but you'll be able to perfect the lap in the future.
Yes, indeed, as we're on board with Lars currently setting in a lap, 4th place currently, but Sector 1 he is 5 tenths up from, I believe, his previous lap, which puts him in contention of provisional pole. Let's have a look, see a very clean exit and entry into 11, coming into 12, keeping as much of a gap between himself and the dangerous rumble strips, coming into the almost second to last straight, cannot speak. 14 and 15 heading into it, very decent exit as he gets some power early. Let's see how he does. Oh, second place.
To give him to second place, but like I'll remind you, that is on the super softs.
Yeah, and the supers, yes.
It may still not be the best strategy. We'll always have to see in the race how he adapts to the 2-stop.
Yeah, well, it certainly does look like it's going to be between a group of 1-stops and a group of 2-stops. Is track position here, especially lap 1, do you think it's important?
Well, not necessarily. Obviously, you want to get high up, but not so high up that you're easily overtaken within the first couple of laps. You want to be in a suitable position. What I would do personally is start in the softs, like Adam is. He's in 5th position at the moment, and I think he'd have a good a good turn one, and he'd be able to extend his tyre life as well, unlike the people on the Supersofts, to maybe take first.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the delta difference between the Supersofts and the Softs is around 6/10 of a second, so he should be right on target for a pole position if he was on the Supers, so it's very good pace from Adam currently.
Yeah, well, I am surprised from the legend NBI because you saw him on the mediums and on his softs. I don't think he's had a run on them yet. He's only in 6th position now, so we'll have to see how he goes on the softs once he's had a run.
Yeah, well, his best time, that 1:27.8, was on the medium, so he's yet to make a run. And to be fair, 7/10 behind on medium tyres, that's a very, very strong time. I believe that if he has a clean lap, he will be more than likely to be nipping the pole position off of Kyrie currently. We'll keep an eye on Adam. He is once again on a flying lap. He did set his current fastest lap actually on the Super Soft, so he's looking to improve his time. So that'll be very interesting to see if he can improve it or not.
Yeah, well,
on you go, sorry.
People are leaving the pits, so you don't want to leave amongst them because you're going to have a lot of traffic during the run, and if somebody has to back out of the lap, then you're going to come into that traffic. It's not going to help for your run.
Indeed, currently as MDMI actually heads out of the pits to do his lap, there is still quite a lot of people in the pits currently. We are waiting for Jai G and Colin Blake to input a lap, as Adam does not improve his time. So unless he does improves his time this lap, he will be starting on the Super Softs. So sorry, just to confirm, Jai G and Colin Blake are both out starting qualifying laps. They're now on soft tyres as Colin Blake actually jumps up to 13th with a 29.1. Everyone at the front, apart from Lasher, is heading out on an out lap. So it will be a last minute battle. As we can see already, there's people fighting for track position.
Yeah, and you've got the legend MDMI at the front, I believe, or relatively at the front, because he's got nobody in front of him for what I can see. So if he goes now and does his lap, then he's going to have a one-up on everybody else who will be stuck in traffic.
Yes, as we stay on board currently with legend MDMI, we will have a look at this lap. We believe this might be possibly the pole lap if he keeps it clean. Let's have a look at the beginning of this lap.
So he's going down through turn one very clean there, and early on the acceleration, down 2 and 3, go down the first straight, up into 4th, and ending his first sector. We'll see what time he gets. It is going to be 28.49. Down the first S section down to 6th, and the tricky braking corner, and you want to get the first tricky braking corner. You want to get a good exit on this, or else it'll come your time. You can see he's doing really well there. This is the main tricky braking corner, and you don't want to lock up there, otherwise, yeah, you're going to ruin your time, and it will just take so many tenths off. Going up the turn 11 and 12, like Ross said, you want to not touch the curb, otherwise it's going to spin you out and not going to be a happy ending, especially the damage that you're going to receive through the second to last straight. He'll make his way onto the DRS main pit straight, and he's going to have a 127.46, improving by only 4 tenths.
that's a very, very surprising development. As Pick Super takes pole position by the looks of it on the softs.
Well,
on the softs.
done, sir.
Now he has taken 2 lap. Oh, Shara Saeed. Oh, we completely missed that. What a lap, 26.6. This is, and Kyrie's teammate, 27.0. So it's going to be a sober front lockout by the looks of it.
Yeah, we just have to. Well, we got Sharon's in provisional pole at the moment, and then Carell behind him. We'll have to see what the others do, because we've still got 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the session.
Yeah, as Lasher is ready to cross the line, let's see how he does. 26.8, he splits up the Saubers, second place for him currently. We're waiting on one more person, as Jess is in the pits, Colin Blake, and he looks like he is obviously going to be doing an in-lap. So yes, that's the lineup. Shara Saeed takes pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix as the AI have a little bit of fun with each other. Following Saeed is Lasher from Kyrie, Pick Super, Ken Worthington. A lot of crashes going on with the AI. This is a little bit of car dodgems. JD, another person who's crashed out. Dornio Fairs, get that wrong, I do apologise. Legend MDMI 9th place. From Adam 10th, Delta 11th, Colin Blake 12th, Jess 13th, Mario 14th, and Taraku 15th. I was wondering what the issue is with the heading into the race. It was taking a little bit of a while there. But it looks like it's going to be a very interesting setup for the start of the race here. A very good mixture of softs and super softs. So let's just say you're in a position such as Adam or Delta. Delta, obviously he's starting 11th.
Yeah, well,
what would be your strategy?
Well, what I would have done there in qualifying, he's 11th, but I would have, obviously, if he had the chance, I would have changed the super softs there, because, well, 11th he may have been able to get up with the super softs to maybe 5th.
You would risk it?
I would risk it in that point, because you got the 6 grid positions. Also in the middle you're amongst the lag, first turn collisions. It's better to be up there with the consistent drivers than amongst the pack. So I would have tried the super softs at that particular point, and then done the 2 stops. Obviously he's 11th, so what I think he would be doing now is the softs to the mediums. Sensible strategy. 2 stops, and probably the quickest of the 2 as well.
Yeah, personally, again, like, from my point of view, I've never been a fan of being middle of the pack, especially coming into a sharp turn one like Bahrain, where you've got people, you have to look at the people in front of you and the people behind you. Sometimes that does work out, like you're saying. Especially with the 1 stops, we will be able to actually see what tyres the top 11 and further back how went on. Let's actually have a look at that. See if they maybe followed your advice. There we go. So we have Delta, Co and Jess on the softs. So it looks like they have heard your advice there, Brazian. And we have Mario and Taraku on the mediums. So very split.
They might be wanting a longer start. They may be planning to go longer into the Grand Prix. Then go on to the softs, or maybe even the supers, where they have speed to get through the easy traffic.
Yes, it'll be interesting as well though. Again, beginning of the race, obviously especially for the super soft drivers, surely they will be pitting surely around like lap 6 to lap 8, possibly earlier. Now, not to say that people in the mediums are slow, but the mediums are a slow tyre. So they would have to pass Mario and Taraku quite quickly, or this might change the complexion of this race, especially if the Supersoft drivers are going to be doing a two-stop.
Yeah, it would surprise me though if the Supersofts were doing a two-stop, like we've planned. They mostly be doing supers to soft, unless there's a safety car which may shake it up a bit, but we'll have to see as we come into turn 1.
Well, we have seen in real life in the circuit that safety cars are a thing, and as my controller disconnects, I do apologise. We'll get that hopefully sorted before the start of the race. Yes, we do. Yeah, so safety cars are a thing in this track, and again, anything can happen when it comes to league racing. So it could possibly be a first lap safety car. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's no incidents whatsoever. As we have a look at the grids, this is not the greatest of camera types, but we'll have a look.
It's 5 red lights and away we go.
It's a cracking start from Kyrie.
Yeah, and Sharok Sai, who remains in first as he comes into turn 1. Perhaps a slight touch with Lasher. Them two have got away fine into turn 1, and I believe Lasher may get him on the straight with a better exit. We'll have to see.
No, it looks like he's backed off, probably playing it safe a wee bit lap 1. Let's see how everything is. I believe there was a green flag I just seen there. Let's have a look to see if there's anyone being caught up in anything. Let's get back onto broadcast. And let's put...
It has been a clean start from everyone by the looks of things.
Yeah, very good. As we see Mario passing Adam for P13 and Ken Worthington passing Legend for P7. As we see him pass Dormio for P6 coming in the inside. Great pass. That's 2 places and 2 corners.
Well, I want to know if there's something up with the number 24 car, I believe it is, of Adam. Sorry, the number 13 car of Adam, who seems to be at the back of the grid on the Supersofts, and I believe...
Oh, nearly bumps into his teammate. Sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, he did nearly bump into his teammate Tarko. I wonder if them two are struggling a bit. Yeah, maybe there's something going on with the car, maybe an early retirement for them. But you can see Sharok Sai, who is still in first position. No DRS yet, but Lasher still seems to be with him, unlike Kyrie, who has dropped by about a second.
Yeah, it looks like they're very much gapping, and that's probably what they need to do, especially for the Supersoft tyres. Because Kyrie looks like he's holding up Pick Super and JG on the softs. Very clean race as well, but as we were saying, doesn't look like there's been much incidents, and there was no pit stops, so very well done for everyone. I'll tip my hat off to that. As we have Legend overtaking Dormio for 7th place, and Jess making it into the points 10th position right behind Delta. We don't have DRS currently until next lap. That'll be the cars are still close to each other, so I presume there will be overtakes very, very shortly.
You can still see the how the Supersofts and the Softs are still amongst each other, so maybe the people who started in the Supersofts, maybe their strategy is not going as well as they thought, because you got Pick Super, who's I believe is within 2 seconds of the first position. I'll have to check that quickly.
Yes, sorry, on you go.
Yeah, 2 or 3 seconds behind.
As he actually sets the fastest lap of the race on the soft tyres, and with DRS open, he looks like he'll be the first person on a charge, and it looks like Shahra Saeed is starting to try and break Lasher. 8/10 of a second of a gap as we see Pick Super pass for 3rd place in the inside of turn 4.
Oh, he did do it. Well done to him. So the Pick Super, who's on the softs, is now up into 3rd place.
So he'll be hunting down the super soft drivers, as it looks like Kyrie wants to take that position back. He will have DRS coming into this, well, after turn 10. So a good exit with these super soft tyres. Hopefully he can get some grip. It looks like he's got a decent exit. Let's keep an eye on this. He's got DRS. Pick Super doesn't. Nah, it doesn't look like he's going to make it. Potentially maybe the back, the pit straight, if he can keep very close. Let's have a look further back into the field. There's a gap emerging between 6th and 7th of a second between Legend and Ken Worthington. They look like they are going to be a close battle, but from 7th all the way back to 10th. There's a little gap between Jess and Frage over a second as well. Colin Blake following closely behind from Mario, Adam and unfortunately Taraku right at the end, as Legend MDMI puts the fastest lap of the race and passes his teammate. Potential team strategy there?
Maybe so, but the oddball, from what I'm seeing, they're both on the softs. So maybe they are doing team strategy, but also maybe he might just be that much faster, and it's just a simple overtake.
Sorry to interrupt. Mario has had an incident somewhere. He has broken his front left wing. I believe he may have collided with either maybe Adam. I believe it's Colin Blake. Colin Blake is right at the back. Unfortunately we never got to see that, but there has been a collision between these two. I believe Mario will probably have to pit, which is very unfortunate considering he's in the medium tyres.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been expecting that. I'm presuming he would have been hoping to stay for a lot longer with his tyre strategy up to the end.
Yeah, as there's a spin. There's a spin.
A spin?
Yep, Kyrie has spun.
Does he have any damage?
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like any collisions as well, so very good driving, because I believe it was very close to Dormio on the track.
To be at the back with the super softs, which are only going to last a few more laps. So
surely, as Kevin Worthington pits, the first person to pit, Kyrie surely has to pit as well, especially after that mistake, as he does. And hits and loses part of his wing back from Mario, as we see Adam pit as well with the super softs. So early calls, this might potentially have an undercut advantage, would you say?
Maybe so, yeah. You're gonna have to, the car at the front, Sharaz and Lasher, they're gonna have to react to this, because if they're gonna provide the undercut, then the cars that are pitting, if they're gonna provide the undercut, then yeah, they're gonna have to try and defend from these people. Otherwise, they might find themselves at the back of them.
Yeah, especially with the soft tyre drivers catching up very quickly. The gap between Lasher and Pick Super is 0.8 of a second, and Legend and GG are only a couple of seconds, well, from GG's point of view anyway, behind. So the soft tyres are already taken over in performance by the looks of it. So if I was a Superstar driver, I would pit now. Let's see if the top two do, or will they stay out for an extra lap or not? They're going to stay out.
It's surprising because they're losing so much time.
Yeah, you would think that, and both Legend and Pick Super look like they're having a good battle of themselves. They both have DRS, as Pick Super looks like he's right in the back of Lasher there. Maybe Lasher went a little bit wide coming into it.
Cleaner as well, and consistent. If you look through the corners, he's gliding through those corners with no ease, with ease.
Let's have a look at Pick Super. There we go. You probably will make a pass, by the looks of it, within the next. That's if a Legend actually doesn't pass himself, as Pick Super goes in the inside.
Lasher goes wide.
These super sauce are really, really struggling now, it looks like.
Yeah. You can even see the same from Sharos. He's also making those same mistakes. Probably because these tyres are going off now, and you can't keep up with the stress of the track, and they just deterring all the time.
Indeed, indeed. So we have, by the looks of it, a 4-horse race, and then a 3.5 second gap. Excuse me, from Lasher spun out. Lasher has spun.
This is the effect of these tyres. Really need to be careful. Was it on the
I'd say that formidable turn 12 that we were discussing.
Everyone fears.
So
he didn't fall back too much, but he is now 10 seconds behind the leader, and if he doesn't pit now, it'll just be foolish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits.
Saeed looks like he's staying out. Again, surely you would think, as Ferrer's pits as well from 9th place. Surely you would have to look at that as a warning, especially for Saeed. You would be thinking to yourself, it's like, if this person has spun on worn tyres, there's a likelihood this could happen to me. So what's your strategy in your mind? Do you try and eke out as much performance as you can get in these soft tyres, or do you play it safe?
Well, what you want to play it safe at that point. You don't want to hit.
Oh, sorry, as Legend has just passed Pick Super, going into second. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, you want to be careful and not hit that corner. So maybe going on to a new set of tyres will help you with that, as you'll have more control of the car, especially when they're hotter, less damage to them.
Yeah, you can see from Legend's point of view, Saeed's car is sliding, especially into turn 12. He is starting to lose grip. Legend looks like he's got the run, got a bit of traction coming out this corner. Obviously, he's going around the outside. Oh, there's been a contact.
Yeah.
Saeed enters the pits.
It's a bit aggressive, but yeah, well, he's coming into the pits now anyway. He didn't continue to fight, be able to position.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any. It doesn't look like any damage has occurred, so it's just a little bit of argy-bargy, but nothing too serious. So let's have a rundown of the order. As of lap 8, we have Legend MDI currently in the front from Pix Upa, right behind him from Dormio in the Supersofts. The only person actually who started in the Supersofts still to be racing. From GG, from Jess, who's just passed Delta, they look like they're having a decent scrap. From Corin Blake, Saeed, who's just pitted, Taraku on the mediums, Adam, Ken Worthington, Farage, Mario, as Farage picks up a 3-second time penalty, Lasher 14th, and last but not least, Kyrie, who have both pitted 14th and 15th. Let's have a look as GG has went and spun at turn 10. He has passed, he's allowed Jess and Delta both to be elevated to both 4th and 5th respectively. The Red Bulls seem to have had a decent start to this race.
Props to them, they've managed to control it and continue to be consistent. To Jess and Delta, they've both kept it together, which shows how great the team is. They've got such good drivers, can keep it with similar paces with each other.
Indeed, but would you not think as well at the same time that, like, a similar pace like this as Jess goes wide allows Delta to go past? Is that maybe some team orders there?
I don't think so. Maybe going wide, maybe it was just a simple mistake. You don't know.
That's fair enough. But yeah, to your point, with them being so similarly paced, like the real life example as Mario puts in the fastest lap, like a Webber and Vettel, would you not think, or even like Ricardo and Max Verstappen, similar pace, would you not think that might cause some issues down the road throughout the season?
Definitely, and they're going to have to be careful with each other, otherwise they might end up in the back of each other like we saw in Azerbaijan last year. And if that does happen or it does occur, then obviously team order is going to have to start to come into effect, and obviously they won't be able to race as much as each other, which may also hinder their times.
Yeah, that could possibly be. Well, Delta has opened up a gap over Jess of 8 tenths of a second, so they may not be affecting each other currently as of now. It looks like Delta is en route to catch Dormio. He looks like he's losing pace as he enters the pits. Now, again, this is going to be jumbled up, but by the looks of it, it's like position changes are huge for some people. Legend up 8 places. Delta up 8 places. Jess.
Going on to the mediums.
The mediums, so he's doing a one stop.
Well, yeah, the one stop, sorry.
Well, to be fair, that's 9 laps in super sauce, so he's given himself the chance to do it. That's going to be very interesting at the end. He'll probably be struggling for tyres, surely, but this will be interesting. He's right behind Taraku as well in the medium, so he will have to clear him quickly in order to maybe get himself in a decent position.
Yeah, well, his tyres are 9 laps younger, so he definitely does have the pace once his tyres get up to heat, get up to a good temperature. But he is going to have to be careful with the tyre wear, and he can't hurt his tyres too much. Otherwise, he will not make it to the end, as we saw in Austria with the Polish dude.
Charizard, yes.
That's the one.
Yeah, and this track can be very, very hard on tyres. It's a track as Kim Worthington passes Dormio, yeah. So maybe Dormio maybe went wide, or does he have issues? Because Adam is right behind him. It looks like he's coming in for an overtake in the inside. He has passed him, so that's unfortunate for Dormio. That's two extra cars he has to pass when his tyres are up and running.
And that may show how the mediums just they're not cut for this race. Maybe they're just too slow, and perhaps maybe the people in the softs will suffer the same consequences compared to the people who will be on the softs and then the softs again. Yeah,
you could be right. It could be a situation where it might be better to stay out as much as you can, try and minimise time on these mediums. So right now, currently as it stands, we still have Legend, Pixupia, Delta, Jess, Cohen, Blake and Taraku yet to stop in this race. Taraku on the mediums probably won't be pitting for the next maybe 7-8 laps, but we probably will see the soft tyre drivers of Legend, Pixupia, Jess, Delta and Cohen pit in the next couple of laps. Shahroz Saeed looks like he's got a very decent pace in these tyres. Be very interesting to see where this ends up. I believe by looking at it, obviously my maths isn't perfect, but I think he'll still be out ahead of Legend Pick Super. It'll be very close, but I believe so.
Well, he is the best of the rest, and pit stops do take around just over 20 seconds, so if he can keep it under 20 seconds, then yeah, he's still going to be in the lead, and the rate he's going at the moment is 19.2 seconds behind the leader, so if he picks now, which he just has, may I add, he's going to be in for sure.
Oh, as Pixupa passes Legend, does it? No. I got mistaken with that, I do apologise. But I have to say, I loved the mind games that they had with each other just coming into that. Legend was trying to make Pixupa think that he was going to pit or not, and obviously both ended up pitting at the same time. It was very, very fun to see. So that takes Saeed actually in front, but now that I'm saying that, he is on the soft tyres. He probably won't be able to take these tyres to the end, so he will be two-stopping. As Legend and Pixupa are on the medium, so they will be one-stopping.
We did see before that these mediums are maybe not as fast as we thought, because Dormio is now in 10th position, and he lost 2 positions on his opening lap on the tyres.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he's made much progress. He's still behind Adam, unfortunately. Looking back in some of the people actually fighting at the top, Lasher doesn't look like he's unfortunately recovered from his incident at turn 12, and the same goes to Kyrie, 14th position. JG, he had an incident, I believe. I can't remember if I'm being honest. I believe so, obviously, if he's going to be last place, unfortunately. But let's have a look. We have Delta pitting, so Jess leads the race as Farage picks up his third time penalty in the race.
Is it third or is it his second?
I believe it's his third, because he had a combined calling one at the start, this one, and he had a 3-second time penalty right after JG when he picked up his 3-second time penalty. As Cohen pits for the mediums as well. That looks like it will take him to 13th place, right behind Mario and Farage.
So we got JG on 3 seconds of time penalties and Farage on 9 seconds, so this will also shape the order, and we'll have to see how it plays into effect right at the end. Well,
especially with as Farage just passes Mario there for, well, possibly not. Mario's overtaken back. Farage basically on the cusp of points here. This will be very important to him. He'll need to put the hammer down in order to try and minimise the damage given by the penalties given to him. As who else have we got very close to each other? Ken Worthington looks like he's going to put a move on Delta. He does. These mediums are not working in the very first couple of laps.
Because you can see the same fate has happened to Taraku as Dormio has overtaken him, Lasher has overtaken him, and also Adam has overtaken him since the last time we checked. So maybe like saying, these mediums...
Oh, sorry, Taraku has spun. As Legend MDMI has the fastest lap. I think Taraku got caught out by turn 12. That turn 12 is a nuisance. He has damage on the right hand side of his front wing, so he's going to have to pit, I believe. I don't think it's too major, but he might have to pit. Yeah, he's pitting.
And he is coming into pits.
As Jess pits from the lead and enters 7th, just getting passed by Dormio. As Kim Worthington once again passes Delta. They look like they're having a good battle. Looks like Delta's tyres have warmed up, so it looks like it takes a lap for these mediums to warm up, definitely.
Yeah, they are not the fastest, and I want to just reinforce that tyre wear must be a massive issue, as you've got Taraku on these 13-lap-old mediums and he's spinning, and the same thing happened to another car, I believe. I can't remember who it was. So maybe when you have these older tyres, the infamous turn 10, or is it 12?
Turn 12.
12. Yeah, it's going to bite you, and it's not going to be a happy ending, as we just saw with Taraku, who's now right at the back, 30 seconds behind the pack.
It's very much a shame to see, but it's very easily done. It's the tightrope of trying to be fast while trying to be safe at the same time.
Yeah, especially on a track like this where it's very dangerous if you do mess up.
So as basically everyone has had a pit stop as of right now, heading into lap 15, or just passing lap 15. Sharoside is still currently in the lead by 3 seconds over Legend NDMI. From Pick Super, from Ken Worthington, who is still in a battle with Delta. Ken looks like he's ready to pit at some point, as well as Colin Blake picks up a time penalty. 5th currently, I should say, is Delta. 2 seconds behind is Dornio. From Jess, Adam, Lasher, Fairs, I cannot get his name right. Colin Blake, Kyrie, Mario, who are both in a little bit of a scrap themselves. I believe they just swap positions. From JG and Taraku.
With these mediums and the leaders on the softs at the moment, and older softs, and then the Legend MDMIs on younger mediums, but this is still not catching up. Maybe that'll change in the laps to come. But
well, I believe, if I'm incorrectly seeing, they were like the group of Legend and Pick Super were around 3 seconds behind Saeed at the time of the pit stop. So it looks like Legend has gapped Pick Super back up 3 seconds. which is good as Pixupa actually gets the fastest lap, so he's responding to this. As we see Delta overtake the DRS with Ken Worthington. The DRS, especially in the front straight, very strong. I mean, as proven by Dormio, they're trying to weave the front section to make sure that Jess does not have the DRS, as Adam gets passed by Lasher for 8th position.
Well, with the extra DRS zone that's coming to Bahrain next season, it'll be interesting to see if Ken Worthington will be able to make up the time with Delta next year. See if that has an effect with other cars as well, as a response to the DRS that they've had on the main straight. As
we see Mario pit for the second time, heading on to the sauce, possibly for the rest of the race. Jess has moved herself up to 6th, and I believe Farage is see-through, or he was see-through. He did get passed by Kyrie and GG as they went through him. I believe he's either disconnected, he's see-through, so he might be having some issues. Unfortunately, he was having issues at the start of qualifying. Hopefully can get them up to speed. As we look up, and Legend has posted the fastest lap of the race. 1.4 seconds is the gap between Saeed and Legend. Legend on the fresher tyres on the mediums, Saeed on 9 laps of the softs. He looks like he'll probably be pitting soon. As we see Ken pit from 5th position. Let's see what tyres he jumps onto. You would surely think softs.
Softs, and it is, yeah. There'd be no point going on to the mediums. Well, the softs can do another 12 laps, and you couldn't get to the end on the supers at this point, like Taraku has on, so he's gonna have to do another stop also.
I think he's maybe going for the fastest lap. Unfortunately, this season there's no fastest lap. You'll have to wait until the next game mode, but A for effort, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
As we see, let's keep an eye on the gap at the front. Legend is catching up so much. It's down to 0.8 of a second. Coming into sector 2, he is in the DRS range. If he gets a decent exit over Saeed into turns 14 and 15, he might catch him into turn 1.
Well, he's just past the DRS detection point, I believe. Yeah.
Saeed did go a little bit wide, just caught it last minute there. The DRS is pulling them in.
4 tenths, 3 tenths.
He's backing off early. He's playing it safe. That's probably the smart thing to do. He knows that Saeed needs to pit. There's no point ruining your race. You've got a 3-second gap ahead of Pixupa. It's probably the best thing you can do currently.
Yeah, and this does show how the starting on the softs was much better, as we've got how many people? 6 people who started on the softs, now up into the top 7.
Yeah, that's correct, yes. As we see Legend try and sneak himself inside. Yeah, I believe was a Legend, the Pixupa on the softs, Delta Jess were on the softs, Cohen was on the softs as well, so the one stop certainly looks like it's working in a sense. As Mario picks up the fastest lap on the sauce with a 129.8. Let's keep an eye on the gap at front. 4 tenths of a second now.
Now, if Legend MDMI gets a good exit from these next 2 corners, then he's going to be easily able to pass on the straight, and he may be able to even pass on this straight here if he gets a good enough run. He's going up into turn 1. He's going to brake,
inside.
and is he going to make the boost stick?
He's been pushed wide though, Saeed, so looks like Legend with the DRS. He's definitely got the run. He's got first place surely. Just an update on penalties. Adam gained a 5-second stop-go penalty, unfortunately, for speeding in the pit lane. Someone does that at some point, so he's not going to be the first, not going to be the last. And Jess has picked up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits as well. She is 1.2 seconds in front of the Dormio, so she'll need to find an extra couple of seconds to make sure that this 5th place that she's done very well to get to is secured.
Yeah, and I'd not marked it down, but Lasher and Cohen have also got 3 seconds. Yeah, and maybe Farage has got 12 seconds. No, he hasn't.
Just to go back to what we were talking about earlier with Farage, who I believe he was see-through. He has mentioned that he was having connection issues with his internet. I believe he is back and running. No, he's not, so I think that's him unfortunately out of this race.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate for him because he was doing fairly well. Yes, he did have penalties, but he was battling it out for points. As we see Legend gapping Saeed by at least almost 2 seconds. Saeed will probably have to pit either this lap or next lap. He will be in the fresher tyres though. He possibly might come back as Legend posts another fastest lap of the race. As Saeed pits, we'll keep an eye, stay on board to see where he exits the pit lane. I believe it might be between 6th and 7th. He goes onto another pair of softs, so he will be charging up this field. He exits P6 right behind Dormio, so this will be a very interesting charge. Unfortunately, with 9 laps to go,
I don't think he's gonna get a podium, and he's definitely not.
I would say that he might get a podium. P2 certainly not, but he's got to make up 5 seconds for a podium.
Is it not 10 because he's got to get past Delta?
No, I believe Delta's 10 seconds behind Pick Super. So Jess is 3 seconds behind Delta, 2 seconds behind Dormio. I'll just double check that for you. So yeah, he is currently, as of now, he's exactly 10 seconds behind. So he is on pace for potentially getting himself a 3rd place. We'll keep an eye on him definitely, because he looks like he will be storming up the field. Let's have a look to see, will there be any more stops, do you think? Off the top of the
unless there's
head.
a collision of any type, then I don't think there will be.
Yes, I was thinking that myself. People, well, I say that, Kyrie, 15 laps. As Taraku retires.
Retired.
Oh, I didn't see
Where
that.
is this? We'll see if we can get him on Farage.
Yeah, he's spun it.
It's just
I think he's maybe ran out of tyres coming into that turn. He's maybe caught the corner a wee bit too much. It's very unfortunate for him. It's not been the greatest of races, but surely he will bounce back when it comes to China.
Yeah, we'd like to see him bounce back. It's not a great start to the season.
Yeah, as Kyrie jumps into the pits onto the super softs, so he'll maybe be making a late charge for a point scoring position. Just running through the order once again, lap 21, Legend MDI currently 1st place, 4 seconds in front of Pick Super. From Delta, who's 10 seconds behind. Another solid performance from Delta once again. From Jess, Dormio, Sharo Saeed, who is, from the last time we spoke, has gained 8/10 of a second over Delta. So there might be a chance he might not even get a podium. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm digressing. 7th, Colin Blake. 8th, JG. 9th, Ken Worthington. The last point scoring position, Lasher. 11th, Adam. 12th, Mario. 13th, Kyrie. And 14th, Farage, who is unfortunately disconnected. Still though, 4 more crashes and he can still get himself a point scoring position.
Still can, but I believe he won't be getting it. He'll be a disconnect or a DNF, as he left before the 90% of the race is finished.
That's very much true. Let's have a look at the times once again. This lap, Saeed has gained, I believe, another second, so he is averaging roughly between 8/10 to a second a lap. He is 8.6 seconds currently, with 7 laps to go. So
tyres come to life as he is about to overtake Dormio.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with Saeed. We'll actually get on the TV pod camera type. He'll more likely pass Dormio, possibly in the back straight with the DRS. Dormio, considering he has tried a one-stop on the Supersoft mediums, has done very well for himself. Again, considering that he is competing against Saeed, who started on the Supersofts as well.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see the difference between these two tyres, and if maybe the two-stop was better than the one-stop from the Supersoft, as we see his tyres die out. But Sharaz, he's got the DRS, he's coming down thick and fast, 200 miles an hour, down into 5th place now as he goes through turn 1. And yeah, he's pretty much secured position if he can maintain. If he can stay on the track.
Yeah, so next up the road is Jess, who is 3.5 seconds in front. So that should be hopefully in the next couple of laps. So definitely be keeping an eye on this. As Kyrie posts the fastest lap of the race, his Saeed's teammate on the Supersofts, he's moved up a position over Mario. He is 7 seconds behind Adam, and he's only 9 seconds behind Lasher. Unfortunately, I think it's maybe too far to think he may get points. Lasher is on slightly fresh tyres from the softs, but again, it's a good representation, I suppose, to get the fastest lap.
Yeah, maybe it'll scare the competitors, maybe, it'll intimidate them, and perhaps even slow them down to a pace where he may be even able to catch up.
Yes, as we keep an eye on Saeed, it's another lap past, 5 laps to go. Legend has a 4-second lead over Pit Super, so unless he makes a mistake, it looks like it's his win to take. The gap between Delta and Saeed is, me try to do maths on the top of my head, 6.4 seconds with 5 laps to go. So he's still averaging between 8 tenths in a second over Delta, but the laps are counting down quicker than the time is. He is 2.5 seconds behind Jess though, so if he manages to get DRS in the next couple of laps, there could be a possibility.
Priory's just posted another fastest lap of the race. Once again, yeah, he's catching up because now he's only 5 seconds behind Adam. So maybe he can get 11th and possibly 10th, but I think that is looking unlikely.
See if there is any other close battles between everyone's fairly spaced out.
Yeah.
But Saeed is now under 2 seconds. Oh, has he made a wee bit of a mistake out of turn 12, pushing a wee bit too hard.
But at least he didn't crash into that wall. That is the main thing, he's still running.
Yeah, exactly. He's still fighting. That's the main thing.
And maybe people have learned from last season as well with the calendar, which may also suggest why less people have been DNF than last season.
So this is very interesting for Saeed. 1.3 seconds now behind Jess, but he's only 5 seconds away from Delta. He has taken a lot of time out of Delta this lap, I believe. I think Delta's maybe just conserving his tyres. Maybe he's aware that Saeed is maybe catching quite quickly and he's maybe wanting to preserve some ERS, but Saeed is on a definite charge. You might be behind Jess by the end of this lap.
Yeah, and as an ex-Red Bull driver, I don't want to see this happen, but it's looking like Shiraz is going to catch up on these younger, faster tyres.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe well, this is obviously the advantage of a two-stop strategy, having the advantage right at the end to push as fast as you want, hard as you want, and try and reap as much benefits as possible.
But with the two stop, you're going to be hoping for no traffic, so you can obviously push and not get behind people, catch that dirtier, which is also a downside of the two stop. Perhaps you'll get the dirtier from people.
So coming into the 26th lap, Saeed is now 9/10 of a second behind. Unfortunately, missed out in the DRS section. So it looks like he won't be getting DRS at least until the back straight. Looking down the order, Kyrie is now 3 seconds behind Adam, so he is catching. But the gap between himself and Blasher is staying a little bit consistent now.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that P10 is out of the question for Priory, and maybe he can just get that P11. Obviously, still no points, but it does show position within the league.
Yeah, definitely. Just quickly going to the top, let's see if Saeed is out within DRS in the back straight here. Let's see if he can do something about this. He's catching.
It's going to be a bit too early, but chances are he's going to get it on the main straight. Unfortunate for Jess, as she has had an exceptional race.
Yes. I'd say he picks up a 3-second penalty. That might be very interesting. I believe Jess has a 3-second time penalty herself, but Delta does not. So that might be a big issue coming to the end of the race. If Delta manages to keep it clean and not pick up a penalty, he's surely guaranteed this 3rd place. As down the inside it goes Saeed, easy move, very good move, done, dusted, and yeah, 2.8 seconds is the difference. 3 laps to go. There's every possibility this can happen again. He's on fresher tyres. We'll keep an eye on that. Now,
have the upper hand with no penalties.
Yes.
So it's really 5 seconds he's got to get on Delta.
We'll quickly look at the top 2. We haven't spoken about them much. You get the feeling that these two are going to be title contenders. Obviously Pick Super winning the last race, and it was Legend who was leading that race right up until the end. The fact that they're 4 seconds between each other, this tells you this is going to be like a Lewis Hamilton to Sebastian Vettel kind of situation. You can see them fighting to the bitter end.
Yeah, well, it's just going to be on consistency, because both of these two are fast, but they just need to stay on the track and not crash out. And I have noticed that there is a bit, I don't know if you're getting this too, but there is a bit of wheel spin from the Legend MDI, which may also show why he's crashing. Right, he crashed out on the last lap.
Possibly using either medium or low traction.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Maybe he's got no traction control, and the pressure just got to him on the last lap. He was coming through, put his foot on the acceleration too quickly, and yeah, he spun out and hit the wall.
Well, hopefully he doesn't repeat this issue, shall we say.
That won't be a...
But in saying that, he is spinning the tyres quite a lot, especially from turns 8, 9 and 10 though. He certainly still is pushing, we'll give him that. The gap between Delta and Saeed is 1.9, so if this was a penalty-free race for Saeed, this would be very tasty. Unfortunately, the 3-second time penalty, by the looks of it, is going to be all the difference it is.
Yeah, it is going to come down to the 3-second. Shiraz may not even be able to overtake at this point, because he's got 1 lap left. His tyres are getting to 8 laps old. This is where they start to slow down, and their pace is starting to match. He's not gaining as much time as he was with Jess.
Yeah, well, he's 8 laps into these soft tyres, so they're probably at the same tyre wear stage as probably these mediums. As we head into the final lap of the race with Legend MDMI in first from Pixupia, 3rd place Delta from a charging Saeed 4th, 5th Jess, Dormio 6th, Colin Blake 7th, JG 8th, Ken Worthington 9th, and Lasher finishing out the top 10 for points.
We're also looking on board Legend MDI, who seems to have run out of his ERS. He's still on mix. He's still on mod 5, which is the highest release, and I don't think he's doing anything about it.
I suppose it would make sense though. Yeah, you could potentially be going for this fastest lap. As we keep an eye on him, he's taking a very, very wide line coming into turn 12, not making sure he goes anywhere near that turn.
No, on the last lap you don't want to be doing that, otherwise it's not going to be a happy ending.
No, that's not going to be great. As he enters turn 14 and 15, the last turns, and wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Well done to Legend WMI for winning his first race after crashing out. The race, we got Delta next, who is going to make his way through the last turn corner. He's also going to come home P3 with Shiraz shortly behind him, and Jess slightly behind Shiraz.
Yes, in 6th place we've got Dormio, cross line from Colin Blake. JG doing 21 laps in these mediums, that's quite impressive. Ken Worthington has passed him from penalties, so that's in 8th place for Ken. Lasher comes across the line for 10th. 11th and 12th, Adam and Kyrie are just about to pass the line currently now. Adam gets extra time penalty for the stop and go. Not like it matters anyway, because it doesn't take any... it wasn't like he was in the points anyway. But great drive from these guys. Unfortunately, we did lose Fierge and Taraku. But a solid performance from all of them.
Yeah, props to all done extremely well. Obviously, the Legend MDMI being the best of people on the field today. I believe it was, apart from Pixupa, it was 20 seconds in front of Delta, which does show how fast he actually is.
Yeah, there's the big performance gap, shall we say. As we just quickly just run through the order once again. Legend MDMI from Pixupa, Delta, Shara Saeed, Jess, Dormio, Colin Blake, Ken Worthington, GG, Lasher, Kyrie, Mario, Adam, Fierge and Taraku. Who would you say is your driver of the day?
Well, I'm probably, let's look through the order. You know what, I'm going to give it to Jess. She started 13th, she's finished in 5th, made her way through the field wonderfully. And I believe she was overtaken on one of the last laps by Shiraz, who actually went down the order a little bit.
Yeah, I believe
definitely well done to her.
Yeah, potentially for myself anyway, if it wasn't Jess, who I totally agree with, definitely being driver of the day, it would be the teammate of the Red Bull driver, Delta, who made up a big amount of positions, I believe 11 positions? No, I started 11th, I tell a lie, so that was 8 positions altogether, which again is another cracking result for the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls actually will probably maybe be getting themselves a decent amount of points for the constructors, which they probably would need if they want to catch Ferrari, who were currently leading.
Yeah, well, looking like it at the moment, it appears that they are not going to win the drivers' standings. But yeah, like you said, constructors standing may be a possibility for them if they both keep it consistent and high in the points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we ask them about the Drivers' Championship, they'll say it's overrated. They'll probably be sticking with the constructors. But yes, it's a very good race all in all. As expected, a lot of overtakes. Very clean racing, I will give them that for a league race. That's very clean racing. It sounds very patriotic from me, patronising, sorry. But that's very impressive.
Yeah, well done to them both. Both Red Bull drivers, they've done absolutely splendid. I think the only the penalty they got was a 3 second from Jess, which was for track limits. So yeah, well done.
Yeah, and I believe in that note we shall call it stream.
Yeah.
Next week, correct me if I'm wrong, it is China. I didn't actually double check that.
Yeah, it's China.
Yeah, it's China. Again, a very good race for potential overtaking, especially with the DRS zone right at the end. We'll obviously go through that more as of next Sunday. If you have enjoyed this, we are planning on doing the AL2 PC streams for the end of the season. If you have enjoyed that, give this channel a follow. We will try our best to be improving the quality of the commentary. But I'll make sure that my mic has been not muted for the first 10 minutes of the stream.
It's actually working.
Yeah, I'll make sure that works. Thank you very much for everyone who has watched this race. It has been a good one. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and we shall see you next Sunday, 7:45 PM GMT. See you later, guys.
Yeah, that was great. Have you muted me? All right. Oh, you've not muted me, so they can hear me.